You know, talking about like doctors and stuff coming out of this year that's going to be kind of permanent later on made me think of this thing. I saw a headline yesterday that all Warner Brothers movies for the 2021 schedule will be not only in theaters but also on HBO Max.
I'm blessed to have HBO Max at this point.
I do not have that.
Straight to streaming.
Straight to streaming the same day it goes to theaters.
Interesting.
So you can pay $10 a month, however much HBO Max is, for a family of 4 to watch whatever movie is brand new, or pay like $50 because family of 4 going to the movies is around $50 now.
I haven't gone to the movies since Abby, the fourth child, was born because it's too expensive for us to go.
So, like, that's sad, but also movie theaters going away is sad.
Oh, it is.
Because that's
it is brutal how
that when you talk about like box office results and like how much money they made, that's from the movie theater.
Yeah.
And the fact that like that whole format is going to change eventually, because if Warner Brothers is doing it, everyone's going to do it. All of Disney's movies are going to be on Disney Plus the same they go to theaters.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
like
crazy.
Like
me.
Mulan.
I guess that didn't even get released in theaters though, right? Mulan that just got straight to Disney.
It got straight to Disney.
And it's like now that we're not to calculate box office without this many theaters, we're gonna have to start looking at like how much did viewership on this streaming service increase when this movie was released, and it's just it just loses a lot of the character to it. And I'm fine with like changes like this over time, but it feels like it wasn't its time. It wasn't its time to go out in theaters.
I feel like it just sped up a process that wasn't supposed to happen ever.
Right.
You sound just like that guy right there.
The movie theaters got double whammied in the fact that one, COVID, two,
movie production.
Well, not even movie production, but two movies being on streaming. Because like
as long as Batman comes out good, I don't care.
Dude, were you talking about with the Twilight guy, Batman?
With Robert Pattinson?
Dude, he's gonna be a good Batman, bro.
He's a great actor.
He's gonna be better than Ben Affleck. I hated his Batman. I hated everything.
Batman.
I hated everything about Ben Affleck.
That movie will be on HBO Max day one. Because studios are realizing that
we're watching it together.
I'll be there with a 30-day free trial.
No, literally. I have HBO Max.
Yeah, let's hop in my living room and watch it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got this, Jack.
Why are we talking that? We all have it. We only need one. We only need one subscription.
But yeah, it'll be on HBO Max, and studios have realized that if people sign up for, let's say it's $10 a month to watch that movie, there's a good chance they're not going to cancel it. Because like theoretically, yes, a family of 4 could pay for 1 month, watch their movie, and cancel it. And they would not make as much money as the studio would want to. But, I mean, you're not going to cancel it. Because you're gonna watch that movie, and they're going to be like, oh, I have HBO Max, let's see what's all on here. Oh, my God, all this stuff is on here.
And they have a lot of options.
Dude.
A lot of good options at that.
Yeah. And it's not even just HBO. It's going to be Disney Plus. It's going to be Netflix.
Exactly.
It's
It
all
doesn't
gonna
matter,
be
bro. Entertainment is crazy.
upside down right now.
Dude.
It is bonkers. The
just
race in these streaming platforms is going to like increase quite a lot now that they're not just going to be fighting for our attention versus movie theaters, but like it's really just going to be like a competition between themselves.
Because all streaming services are owned by studios. Warner Brothers owns HBO, therefore they own HBO Max. Disney, obviously Disney Plus. If I had to guess, I assume like Paramount, like the studio, might buy Netflix, or they won't buy Hulu because Disney owns a part of that. But I mean, it's all Paramount might just make their own, and it's the same with Columbia and all those big studios. They're always gonna have their own streaming service, and that's gonna put theaters out of the market.
Like, what's that one thing that they were advertising? I can't think of that. It was an app that you could. I don't want to say Tubi. Was it Tubi?
Quibi?
Oh, was it
one of those? And they actually started their own little television series, and it blew up. I can't think of the name of the show though.
If it's Quibi, was Chance the Rapper on it?
I think so.
Yeah, that was a thing for a little bit. It's already dead though.
Does anybody watch stuff on Apple TV? Like I get all the ads
Apple
for the
TV
shows.
Plus. I forgot about that.
I get all the shows.
Yeah.
They made one Persian movie.
Really?
Or a show. I tried to get my mom on. She was like, oh, this is so unrealistic. And then like next week she was like, so what was the name of it?
See, and something with like Apple TV Plus, a studio obviously wouldn't buy that because like it's Apple and that's their platform, but they would probably partner with them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because they've already put out their own content that's crazy with like crazy actors. They got Tom Hanks.
Yes.
They've got
on Apple TV. I saw Chris Evans in a show.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and Ewan McGregor has like
nobody
this
knows about
documentary
this.
show that I want to see so bad, but I don't have Apple TV Plus.
Like
6
Tyler
Nights
Perry.
documentary on Hulu.
Yeah. It's stuff like that where not only movies but cable TV, because all these streaming services are basically paying for channels on cable.
Yeah, because
TV.
I have Hulu Live.
Yeah.
Live stream TV, like right off the back off of that. Just
Dude,
keep the
the
internet, you know what I'm saying?
competition is just growing at such a rapid pace that like one, I can't keep up. Two, it's destroying it's like Okay, so realistically, how many people can afford 4 streaming services
That's the
to
thing, man.
pay for in 1 month?
Netflix just is increasing their price by the end of the year.
Netflix isn't increasing it. Hulu, we just named all these different
Really?
ones.
Like all the major ones, is like what, $60 a month, like for.
No way.
I mean, like Hulu, Disney
you
Plus,
mean if you have
all of
them
them,
all.
all of them.
Oh, I thought you meant per like one.
No. But it's like,
Okay.
and like,
Cancel
I mean,
my
like,
shit
you know,
today.
diminishing returns based on how many family members you have. We have 8 people in the house, so it's like, and we have like 4 different streaming platforms. So I guess it's worth it, but like, I mean, I don't know. At one point, I'm like, why can't these all be on one app? But then I'm like, that's illegal.
Well, that's cable TV. That's being outcasted because let's think about it. A cable.
Yeah,
bill,
cable TV is like, yeah, because
a lot
it's
of
a very
people-
different model
A lot
of
of people have
business.
cut their cord and they don't have regular cable TV, which is fine. But like, 5 years ago, everyone had cable TV. And They were
Yes.
paying $150 a month. If let's say on average a streaming service is $10 a month, that's 15 different streaming services, and you don't have to pay for all the crap you don't want with cable.
Exactly.
So really, it's a lot cheaper if you think about it compared to
you
cable.
get to cut down on the ads,
Yeah.
especially on Hulu.
You get to cut all the stuff you don't want with cable. It's 1,000 times cheaper. Not really. That's exaggerated, but you know what I mean.
yeah, cable had a very outdated business model with like selling packages of channels and stuff like that. Like
That
it
no
worked.
one
It worked in like the
watched.
70s and 80s, but like
Not
trying to
anymore.
get cable like now 2010s like now it's like looking at like you can get these 70 channels. You're gonna watch 4 of them. The other 66,
Yeah.
you're not gonna ever
Because
touch them.
My house still has cable TV, and my dad. We were talking about the stuff what we're talking about now, and he was saying that his cable bill is 150 plus a month, and there are so many channels. Like there are like 9 different ESPN channels that they make.
Uh-huh.
You can't cut those. Like ESPNU and ESPNU
Yeah,
8
you have to
that
have
you
those.
never watch, showing like college girls tennis at
But they're
KSU.
included. Yep,
That
But
is
you can't cut those, and that just adds to your bill.
exactly.
It's just
Because
weird.
they're gonna
It-
stay on.
It's interesting that I think only recently like the thing cable TV had was like sports. I feel like because I remember like when we first moved into our house and like before and we moved into the last house that we lived in this state. Like we were always talking how like we had streaming services, but my stepdad he would always watch like the major sports, and like cable was the only thing that really had them at that point. Like not a lot of streaming services have begun to adopt them into their program. And I think recently, we've seen a lot of like Hulu and ESPN bundle where you can watch live sports from those streaming services. And so I think that was like besides just cable having a really bad business model, that is like the kind of the final nail is that they don't really have like the grip on sports like they used to.
Yeah.
Where like you can now watch
Because that was one of
sports.
our major things before we even canceled our cable was, first of all, is Hulu going to have all the sports that we're going to watch on there? Because
Right.
if not, you can kiss that goodbye. There's no point in us even getting rid of this.
Like live true TV and like local news too. Same
Yes.
thing. But those are both sports and local news
Yes.
coming to streaming services, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like YouTube TV was the biggest sponsor of the NBA Finals because all the games were streamed on YouTube.